I'm Jeff Fischel. He is Notre Dame alum, Renaldo Wynn. It's time to talk Notre Dame football. It's the Notre Dame Football Report here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. All right, Renaldo, Everett Golson's back. So it leads to all kinds of questions. How do you think he's handled returning? What do his teammates think of him returning? And then ultimately, what do you expect of him on the field?
Well, they love having the head guy at the helm of the quarterback. This is the last guy that they almost went to the promised land with. With Everett Golson, he's also proven to this team that he has what it takes. Maturity off the field and making sure he took care of the academic side, and now winning his starting quarterback against the younger guy, Malik Zaire. He's definitely showed his team that he's ready for the position, and I think he's going to come right in. The first tell of the tape will be the first game against Rice. We need to make sure once he gets in the rhythm, if he gets hit, gets knocked back down, how is he going to respond?
Now, a big problem for Golson, he doesn't have his favorite target. DeVaris Daniels is one of the players who was suspended as part of an academic investigation. So he looks around on the field. He's scanning the secondary. Who is he throwing the ball to?
Well, without DeVaris Daniels, that go-to deep threat, you have a guy named Amir Carlisle, and then you also have Corey Robinson, David Robinson's son, who you recognize seeing on the sideline all the time. Corey Robinson's about 6'5", 6'6", and he can probably be that great fill-in if DeVaris Daniels is not there.
Now, knowing David Robinson, he grew several inches at Navy. So I take it by the time Corey's a senior, is he going to be like 6'10", wide receiver?
Well, that needs to be seen. Hopefully he doesn't try to play basketball and just stays on the football side of things and continues to make those unbelievable grabs in the air.
All right, let's get to the predictions for this season. We're going week by week. We start with Rice. You think that's a W right out of the gate?
That has to be a W. Again, that's got to be a great dress rehearsal for every Golson in the football team to see how he responds, to make sure whatever receiver he has in there that he's in rhythm.
That next week, the last scheduled game for Michigan at Notre Dame. Is that a W or an L?
That's got to be a W. I've been having a lot of talk against my fellow Wolverines, and these guys seem to think that we're scared to have them not more on the schedule anymore. But I think that's going to be a W, even though it's going to be a knockout, drag-out fight.
Okay, you have to expect Notre Dame to be favored against Purdue and then at Syracuse at MetLife Stadium. Oh, a tough October stretch. 3 ranked teams, Stanford, North Carolina, and Florida State.
The whole key is if they can go in 4-0 these first 4 games, build a little momentum. Everett Golson has his rhythm by then. Coming in with that Stanford, that's always a tough game. Even though it's a home game for us, that Stanford team, they come in and they always bring their A game. They're always going to be physical. That's going to be a tough one.
So the Irish, is that a win?
That's a win.
Okay. So
we're
now 5-0. North Carolina next.
North Carolina next. What did we do to them last time? We won last time. We're going to win again this time.
So 6-0 heading into Tallahassee against number 1 Florida State. What happens?
Up at Florida State. I'm sorry. I got to go with my ACC digital team. I know you guys already have these guys crowned, so this may be the one loss that we take up at Florida State.
That's very kind of you to be kind on the ACC Digital Network to say the ACC team will win that one. All right, so 6-1, then Navy. I'm going to count that as a win.
Yes, sir. I love my midshipmen, but that's a win.
4 straight weeks now, a tough stretch again. Arizona State, Northwestern, Louisville, USC. So against Arizona State, is that a win? Number 19 in the country, the Sun Devils down there in Arizona.
Hey, anything can happen by that time. I'm going with my fellow Irish. It's going to be a tough one, no doubt about it. Arizona State, they beat your Bruins pretty well towards the end. There was a tight game, but they ended up beating them. But I think it's going to be a tough one. We get the win there.
So then if you're picking them to beat Arizona State on the road, I know you're picking them to beat Northwestern and Louisville at home.
I am.
Which means
keep it going.
Heading into Saturday, November 29th, you're saying Notre Dame is going to be 10-1 at SC. In other words, they're going to be playing for a spot in the college football playoff.
We're going to be playing for a spot in the college football playoff series, and I'm going to have my turkey leg there because that's going to be around Thanksgiving. It'll be a great Thanksgiving gift for me to get that win against the Trojans.
So you're predicting they beat SC?
Oh, no doubt about it.
So we are talking about a Notre Dame team who goes 11-1 and is headed to the college football playoff.
It happened one time before, obviously, without the playoff. Nobody called it. But we got there almost, right?
He's the one who's calling it, Renaldo Wynn. This is the Notre Dame Football Report on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.